What's up everyone? What's up YouTube? It's Jerden Conde. You're watching TitoFit. In this channel we talk about health, fitness, wellness and that kind of thing. Living your best life as the proverbial Tito or Tita. So if you're into that, consider subscribing and give this video a like. You know, it's gonna help out our channel. So every one of you who gives our videos a like, I love y'all. Is this what's... okay, anyway. Alright, in today's video, we are gonna talk about high protein foods. So in the last video, we talked about tips to get, you know, to make it easier for you to get a high protein diet into your lifestyle. Now obviously, whether the interest or the issue is you trying to lose fat or you trying to build some muscle, protein is very important. So what foods should you take for a high protein diet? Very first one, easiest one is eggs. Eggs are very high in protein. Now if you're concerned about your fat intake, just take out the yellows, or I'd say, for example, if you eat 5 eggs a day, maybe you can eat 2 yellows or 2 whole eggs and that'll be fine. The next one is beef. Obviously beef has its share of fat and saturated fat as well, so some cuts of beef are better than others when it comes to the protein content. I recommend, if you find a loin in there, for example like sirloin, that would be a little bit of a leaner cut when it comes to the beef. Now third is gonna be pork, and the same for pork goes. Take out the fat. Cuts like tenderloin are even higher, have a higher protein to fat ratio than some cuts of beef. For example, ribeye. I like ribeye. Ribeye is very good in steak, but it has a high fat content, almost 1:1 gram for protein and fat. But if you go to tenderloin, pork tenderloin for example, like for example, a 100-gram cut of pork tenderloin will only have about 6 grams of fat, which isn't so bad considering that it's from pork. Third, obviously very cost-effective, very budget-friendly, is chicken breasts. Okay, so if you really want bang for your buck, chicken breasts are very good as far as protein content is concerned, because if you take out the skin, if you don't deep fry it, it's practically devoid of fat. It's practically all protein and fairly low calorie. Number 5 is gonna be fish. I love fish. Healthy omega-3s. It's very cheap, high in protein, and good for your heart in general. Now I like some good fish. I like salmon. I also like cod. I also like sardines. Very cheap, very cost-effective as well. Very high in omega-3s. Mackerel. Things like that. Of course, you can't beat the cheapest one, which is your canned tuna. Now with canned tuna, some of it can be fairly high in mercury, so don't have too much of that as well. Number 6, for our vegetarian or plant-based people, you have soy. Things like tofu, edamame. If you are biased towards a plant-based lifestyle, you would probably be best served for bang for your buck as far as protein content is concerned. Tofu and soy protein isolate, things like that would be very cost effective for you. Now, soy is superior to other plant proteins in the sense that it has a complete essential amino acid profile. A lot of the plant foods don't have a complete amino acid profile, which is why it's best to combine them together. But soy is unique in that sense that it's complete. Number 7, of course, you want to get in your protein powder. Now, I personally prefer whey protein. Whether it be isolate or concentrate, it's the same thing. You know, it depends on your budget. It depends on how tolerant you are of lactose, things like that. But for our plant-based friends, there are also now things like pea protein isolate. Now, Whaleco does a good product. It's called Pod. Check that out in their site. And of course, sponsored. Just a disclaimer. Alright. And then last but not the least, here's a caveat. This one isn't really that high in protein, so this probably wouldn't be your best option. But if you like to snack, for example, Greek yogurt might be good for you. Now, Greek yogurt has about double the amount of protein of regular yogurt and less carbs as well. Now, if you get the low-fat option, that's also going to strip down the fat and then bump up the protein a little bit. Now, of course, like I said, Greek yogurt, you may not want it to be like your main source of protein, but as a snack, it's fairly high on that list. Special mention, cottage cheese. Or, if you want the Pinoy version, quesong puti. Again, it's not gonna be the highest protein, but you know, it's cheap, tastes good, you can easily spread it on stuff, and it has a fair amount of protein in it. So, I hope you guys like this. Let me know in the comments down below. What kind of foods do you like? What protein tricks do you use? Have you checked out our other video? Look, we're at the end of the video. So you might as well check out one of our other videos, right? So hopefully you like this. Give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one. That's short.
Oh my